Probably. Yep, we are live. We're going. Are there rules? There's probably rules. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It seems pretty hard to get kicked out of Congress. Oh, God. That's true. Well, YouTube, you can't get away with anything, so... Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. This is Season 3, Episode 3, I think. We have Cheese and Zeos here because I'm a terrible human being, and I told Josh the podcast is going to be way earlier, and now he's busy. So, sorry, Josh. I'm going to eat a piece of chocolate, and... There, I fixed it. You happy now? No, I'm eating a piece of chocolate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's make it a little bit bigger. No, we'll make it even wider. Mm-hmm. What coffee am I currently drinking? James McKinnon Golden Hour. James Coffee Company. Mm-hmm. You're horrible. What are you doing here? Somebody says, Bose, they've lost all hope. Well, I'm using these because they're noise canceling and it's very easy. It's very easy to monitor myself with noise canceling headphones. I know they don't sound good, but I don't care if these sound good for monitoring myself on the podcast. Oh, wait, Oh, wait a minute. We're missing everyone else's audio. That was great. Say something, guys. This would be why no one's been able to hear anything this entire time. Say something now.
This is a very professional podcast.
It's the best podcast, clearly. I'm gonna have to chop out the beginning. I'm gonna edit that. So, let's start this again. Welcome to the podcast,
everybody.
Season
I'm
3,
Cheese.
Episode 3. Yeah, that's Cheese. And
I'm
Josh isn't here
Zeos.
today because I messed up the scheduling. Yeah, I am reading the YouTube chat. That's how some of the YouTube chat. That's how I knew that we were missing their audio. But it's fixed now.
I'm popping out chat so I don't have to look at DMS's face. His goddamn face.
So how about that coffee and how much it sucks and it's burnt?
It doesn't suck. Why are you in here, Cheese? Don't be like that.
Because you invited me.
I did invite you. Don't talk about my coffee.
Who had the idea to invite Cheese? I did.
That's true.
For those of you who don't know, Cheese is a very good friend of mine. He lives in South Dakota. His life is going to end in South Dakota. We all have to get him out of there.
Cheese usually helps out with Z's streams.
He does
Sometimes.
my streams and he deals with my yard sales. So if you want to bribe anybody, it's Cheese.
Hey, buddy.
There you
Take
go.
Bribes.
Now you know. Yeah, no, sorry. I'm wearing Bose headphones because they're noise canceling, and it's really nice to monitor myself with noise canceling headphones. So for the people upset about that, I feel your pain, but I'm gonna keep wearing these during the stream.
And like I said, I'm using Dakoni Blue, which are our Fostex mod.
There you go.
That Dakoni ordered up. And Cheese, what were you using?
Since my 250 RP, the cable broke on that son of a gun, I am using K553.
AFK, I would like to point
Man, aren't
out
you
that when
fancy?
Cheese bans 47 people at a time from Telegram, that's because they haven't been there in, what was it? Is it cut off 3 weeks or a month, Cheese?
I mean, I haven't done it in like 4 months, let's be honest here.
Yeah, I've asked.
Now-
We hit 700. I was like, kick people out. And Cheese was like, yep. And then just never did.
The thing
It
with
was unreliable.
Cheese is you are using K553s, which I like, but I have told you several times you should take your T50s and have them turned into argon. I've said that like how many times in the past 3
Oh, you should
days?
absolutely do
I
that.
mean, at least once.
Every hour.
I am so almost to the point where I'm going to spend an extra $300, buy another set of T60s, the wooden ones. Throw those to Mod House and just say, look, argon these.
That would be kind of scary. I'm gonna eat another piece of chocolate and then I'm
I
gonna
don't know
stop.
what would happen. I would want them to like leave a little bit of the tuning that's on the T60s, but then still argon them. I mean, it might take months, and you might not. They might not even come out good, but it doesn't matter because they'd be the only T60 Argons out there.
It'd be pretty dang cool.
But see, the problem with Argons is I don't want to lose those headphones for 9 to 10.
But it's worth it. It's totally worth it.
I mean, yeah, if you want width and soundstage and with soundstage bass, you're just gonna have to listen to mine, Cheese. Just come on over.
Serial says change them to Argons, then buy his 1 amp to power them. I forgot about that. Serial's selling a 1 amp. You need a 1 amp. Somebody hit up Serial.
Some weird SMSL.
Serial's
like
never gonna sell that because it's 789.
the nipple button on the front.
Although the 789 is not available every moment, every waking moment. So
that's true.
Just gonna suck.
The 1 amp is still a decent amp. Doesn't it put out like a lot of power?
It does. Yes, 1 amp is it was probably the best headphone amp I had heard in a long time. Until the Italian amp, which by the way is back, fixed, and amazing. And the 789 is, I own 3 of them. And not like discounted, like, oh, Massdrop gave me a deal. No, I spent $350 times 3.
9.9 watts, he says.
I mean,
yeah.
the goddamn THX is 6.
So yeah, this makes a lot of power. So
everything makes power.
Neat little thing. This is why we're out here today, and why this is a mess behind me. I'm in the middle of like moving much things, but I decided to finally take all the desk and everything and separate it out in my living room and I'm turning my whole
question. You asked what is the question you asked me? You sent me a little video bubble. I was shopping. And DMS. I'm like,
I was like, I need to find a way to make more space.
You put your camera into your goddamn closet. It was like, should I put my bed in my closet? And I'm like, absolutely. I've always wanted to.
I didn't though.
Have you seen my bedroom?
I didn't end up doing that.
Put it in there?
No.
Why?
Because I decided I'm just going to use most of my bedroom is now Pasta. Most of my bedroom is now speaker space, but I set it to where I can just lay in my bed and listen to all my speakers. It's not all finished being set up yet, but I couldn't do it with my desk in there. It took up too much space. So yeah, there's that. So now I'm going to be doing things out here. This lets me separate the work from the home kind of stuff, you know? Keep the work out of my bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's why my bedroom doesn't have my bedroom has a pair of speakers set up. They're the old TAC LH265s. They're literally there only to play Dreamcast on an old GDM FW900 CRT.
Nice.
And I never use it, but my bedroom is just boxes and sleeping. And a chest freezer because Zio. But I mean, I need a place. That's like the only place in this that I don't film reviews or do anything. I just want to sleep in there.
I still have a pair of Dayton B52s.
B652s?
Sure.
Wow, aren't you fancy?
Cheese has a pair of unopened black finish Yamaha C103s. He's had them since the rush of the C103s. And he's not opened them or hooked them up!
Why?
What the fuck is wrong with you, Cheese?
You know what?
2019.
You know what this calls for?
Are you saving them to sell them?
We're opening it.
Open them. Do it on. Does everyone agree in the chat that he should open the goddamn? They're worth like $800-900, and he got them when they were on their crazy price of like $127.
Why?
Just hook them up, Cheese.
Why has he not?
I don't know. He likes living in South Dakota or something. It's like torture. Look, Pasta's throwing money. I don't know who homeboy is. There's 3 homeboys here. Any one of us can be that homeboy.
It's probably Cheese's homeboy.
Canadian dollars? Forget it. That's like.
Isn't that like $1? And like $1 US?
Probably.
Here.
Cheese has to send pictures. You have to show pictures. I'm sure Cheese is living in squalor.
Hey, that's $1.51.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's a whole
BB.
$1.50. Yeah, yeah, was he planning on selling them or something though? But
Josh has just gotten back to me. He's at dinner. Just go without him.
Been there, done that. We're going.
So he's getting a thumbs up. He's getting the pasta sticker pack thumbs up. And we're moving on.
Fair enough.
Don't sell them, Cheese. You have very few beautiful things in your life. Those are a beautiful thing.
Those were... Why did they stop producing those? Weren't those, like, amazing?
They were too expensive to build. I was going to sell the C93 Dark Apples in this month's yard sale. So I pull them off my wall. and I just go to hook them up just to listen to them one last time. They work for 6 minutes. One of the drivers stops working. I pull the driver out. I touch my crown amp to the actual contacts on the back of the driver. Complete dead short. But let me tell you, pulling that driver out, I really got into like the thick of it, and I got to see what they were built like. My God, the actual attention paid to the build quality of those.
Apparently not that much if they died that easy.
I mean, I ran them forever, and then it was just like, it just came off my wall. And went, I've never heard another pair of them go bad. And you can't buy the driver, so now I got to find my contact in my emails at Yamaha. In fact, we should do that while I'm on the because I'm not doing anything better.
There you go.
Jill,
I've been thinking about selling a pair of my speakers. Their speakers are very hard to sell. I don't know if you guys know this. Speakers are impossible to sell if they're heavy. And these are the ones I've been looking at possibly getting rid of, and they're very heavy. Yeah, right there.
There, it's
They're
open.
not shippable.
Are you happy yet?
Are you using them? Are you going to use?
He's gonna take a shit right in the middle of the driver, and then just
that he did. You posted pictures that no one can see.
Well, make it so I can see it. I want to see.
It's in the voice call.
Let me open this.
Is it? Yes, it should be.
You try and make this. I'm gonna make this image like glide over the transparent part of the screen. There you go. That's what it looks like. You literally, are you gonna use them, Cheese? Like, what are you doing?
I didn't see them glide. Oh, there they are.
Are you gonna use them?
Cheese, what do you have to amp those things?
I have a Denon, fucking
5.1
ADR, not ADR.
AVR.
Yes. Does this thing have? No. Yes. No. I don't know. It might have speaker outs. Does the M6 have speaker outs?
What? No. What? What M6?
SMSL M6.
No.
And yes, the C103s are like 50 fuck you pounds.
Are they? Are they F-word pounds? I've heard about that new HyperX, the HyperX / AutoZ partnership.
What?
And I'm pretty sure that's just going to be the factory in China is going to be handed a different color swath, and then they're going to make the same. They're going to make Mobius for HyperX, and it's just going to. I think that's it. I think that's what's happening. It's just going to be Mobius HyperX.
It looks exactly like Mobius.
Yeah, there's no innovation or nothing new. It's
HyperX reveals cloud orbit headphones.
It's exactly Mobius. It's just fucking Mobius.
That's literally Mobius.
What headphones were the HyperXs originally based off?
The HyperX clouds were the Takstar Pro 80s.
Yeah.
I literally behind me, if I turn around, have the HyperX Alphas, which look exactly like very, very updated Pro 80s.
Okay.
And I also have next to those Cooler Master MH751s, which are Pro 82s.
I actually just posted the Mobius review, I think, today on Patreon. And spoiler alert,
So, I think
just
I made
didn't do much for me.
Small child's Christmas. I know what time of year it is. I was at Best Buy, just doing the Best Buy thing like Christmas Eve. And some parents were looking at a pair of the Cloud HyperXs, and I'm like, the headphones that those are based on are actually half decent. Buy those. And they're like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, no probs.
Cheese is failing at his job. His job is to tell him to watch Zeo's reviews on the YouTube.
I don't know. I wasn't really impressed by the clouds, I'm going to be honest.
Did you hear the Pro 80s?
No.
Well, literally the Pro 80s. I was okay with the Pro 80s. You don't have to be impressed with something that's a gaming headset. You have to be okay with it. You have to not want it to burn in a dumpster fire. And that's what Pro 80s were. Pro 82s kicked the Pro 80s ass. They were the more comfortable. They had better low end, better imaging. And then they make the Cooler Masters, and those are actually just a fixed base without a switch. Possibly thicker pads, too. Which is just blowing my mind because I would never touch the Pro 82s. And they're just good. They're just good. I'm okay with people taking good, working, socially accepted headphones and throwing a sticker on the side saying, now these are gaming. Because then you're selling good headphones to people.
Oh, I'm gonna be real. If these QC35s were a gaming headset, I would use.
Yeah, stick a sticker on the side that says "fucking Bose Gaming, bro."
Like put a microphone on it, but I hate them for music, but I like them for wearing around. So,
do you have any strong feelings on the wireless mod mics yet?
It's probably got crazy latency. I'm not sure.
It doesn't have crazy latency.
It's sure. Not like Bluetooth.
Should I? It is Bluetooth, but it's very low latency Bluetooth. What it does have is not as good an audio quality as the wired mod mic, which is notable.
Makes sense. But, see, I've never found anything Bluetooth.
For convenience sake, it is absolutely perfect for someone who games not 6 hours a day. Once, twice a week, you sit down for 3-4 hours. Perfect. Just you have a little magnet on your headphones. You use your normal good headphones. I'm going to game today. You pick it up off the desk, pop it on there, hit a button, it connects. You talk, you take it off, you shut it off, it's done.
I mean,
you just need a microphone. People who just want a headset microphone and not a desktop mic, they don't want a Marantz, they don't want a Bose, they don't want an Audio Technica hanging off their face.
Having a desktop mic is pretty cheap, all things considered. You can have a desktop microphone for less than $100.
I have a desktop microphone for like $20.
But this is the problem with desktop microphone. Is
you don't hear mine. Look, I'm typing.
Do it again. Do it again.
I'm typing right now.
So is Cheese. You can hear him. Well, that's...
You just haven't properly set up your noise gate.
No one has a noise gate.
Everyone has a noise gate if you're running Windows.
Your face is a noise gate.
Look, you can get like a Behringer UM2 and then like just a cheap microphone. Like I'm using this one right now. It's like a monoprice mic and it's like a $39, $40 microphone. Crazy cheap for a desktop mic. And I don't know about you guys, but I think it sounds fine.
Hey, you sound as good as any other podcast I've been on with you.
I mean, all things considered, it lets me use any headphones I want. I can monitor myself if I want through the interface. Is it $70? I thought the 600, 800 was cheaper than that. Double check.
Find out. Find out. Cheese, how's life in South Dakota while we're waiting for him to check things?
Cold. And it snowed once.
Oh my gosh.
And then it rained immediately after that, so all the snow is basically ice at this point. Fucking fantastic.
It is a $69 microphone, but you know what?
Ruined.
You know what's even cheaper? Here, look at this link. Yeah, I should use that on the podcast. Yeah?
No.
Yeah?
No.
Just
because you're in Nashville,
I'm gonna put a link to this in the voice chat.
Blues microphone.
I think that would be hilarious. It's just so... I don't know, it's a little bit cringy, but at the same time, that'd be kind of funny. Yeah?
Just, no.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it just to see how it sounds, but then either way, mic setup under $100, even with this one being like 70. I mean, it's still a mic setup under $100 that is more than usable. Thoughts on Bear Dynamic Omron Home? It's the DT 1990, but not as good as the 1990. 1990 with more bass and less treble, and I think the mid-range is like slightly more recessed. They're relatively similar, but I think it's just like a nerfed 1990. Yeah. So there's that. Takes away some of the things I liked about 1990s because it's got more dampening on the front side.
Right. You know what I just found? I just totally fucking lost my mind. I looked up the old emails from me and the woman at Klipsch, who was when I got the Fortes and everything else. And the last correspondence I had with her was, I'm happy to send you a pair of the HP3s for review. And would you like to also review the Heritage amp as the companion piece? And I was like, yes. So where the hell are those? This is September.
Did you email them back? Because...
Yeah, no kidding.
A lot of people want that reviewed.
Yamo thing, and I knew I was interested in them. I wasn't sure if I actually sent out like a hey, like Pachuco.
Now, was this like a year and a half ago, or just
No,
recently?
September 2018. I mean,
That's kind of like a year and a half ago in
that's
marketing
that's
speak.
half. Shut up, cheese. Don't break things down.
Oh man, this guy says
RP160M, make me.
he says Andromeda, U12T or Solaris. I haven't heard Solaris, but out of the two, U12T. But U12T is twice the price of Andromeda, and you got to remember that.
Oh, someone sent me Andromeda. It's in my
Good.
kitchen. I have to unbox
Andromeda's great. See, here's the thing. At the same price, though, as 64 U12T, you have the Unique Melody Mentor V3. Man, that thing gives U12T a run for its money.
Oh, don't start this. I'm tired of $2,000 IMs already.
Yeah,
Like one pair.
well, I'm bringing him to New York so you can listen to him there.
I'm gonna put some skanky fucking things in my ears that you've had in your
Yeah,
ears.
you can bring your own Tacony tips. You'll survive. No, I have to give him back to Unique Melody in New York. That's why I got to bring him with me. So,
actually, you know what? I have those Unique Melodies here as well. I think I'll bring them with me. I gotta get that. I'm gearing up for IEMs, and I hate it because if anyone who has like a slight dislike for IEMs, imagine putting 6 or 7 sets in your ears over and over and over and over and over again for 3 days. It's great.
Yeah, no, your ears get tired. This person says, help, Alex or Aeolus. Man, that is like, those are so different.
I mean,
Alex is the analytical one out of the two.
Really?
I would think so.
I would call the Alexis the relaxed wide one, and Aeolus are the aggressive narrow one.
Aeolus is a little bit more narrow, but Alex is so Alex is just so sharp, you know.
I think Alex
depends on what you amp it with. What are you amping your headphones with? Because if you amp it on like something like really crazy, like balanced solid state, it's going to be like super sharp. Alex was really fun on the what is it? Liquid Platinum, actually. It like totally tames it back and just like makes it really, really relaxed. Cool.
I have not played with the Liquid Platinum, but
It's
I have
neat.
gotten DMS to agree that the Liquid Spark, if it's anything like what I described, which is just a beautiful, beautiful piece. It's just like you heard Liquid Spark.
I do like Liquid Spark. It's not neutral. It's definitely a colored sound, but it's a fun colored sound, and I do find myself using it relatively frequently. I'm doing one of those I'm doing a thing with Magni and Atom and Spark. I just have to upload it.
My patrons, if I have the energy tonight, will be getting a shootout between Magni 3, Atom, Spark, the Geshelli Arkle, and the topping A30.
Nice.
All in a row, all hooked up, all at the same time to the same DAC, and I'm just like, I hate everybody that lives. So that'll come out public probably in the next week or so.
Yeah, I don't have the Geshelli stuff to compare. So
contact them. They're super nice. And you're gonna hate a lot of the stuff because it's all new design and weird quirks, and you're just not gonna like it.
I do not like quirky things as much.
When you get it working, it's just like, you gotta make sure they send you the DAC and the amp, and then it'll be fine.
Yeah, see, you got me figured out. I'm using old speakers from the 1980s. I just want amps and DACs that I turn on, and there's a volume knob on the amp, and there's no buttons on the DAC, and it make do. It make do music.
Who else is here? We got Morris Pasta, Alex Piercy. That sounds familiar. Did you steal my underwear in 8th grade?
Oh.
Anything's possible.
If you want DMS, I can send you a pair of $25 gas station headphones. By headphones, I mean...
How'd you know? That's exactly what I've been looking for this entire time.
I should just Pugs?
End my entire review career and just do these gas station headphones.
You don't know. Creative Avarna Lives. If Creative Avarna Lives were less marketed, they could charge less. And then they could just shove them in a gas station and be like $25.
The cows are really impressive.
They really are, and it's astonishing, and I should have put the review out as soon as I heard them, but I didn't because I'm Zeos, and I just like to wait on things.
Didn't we add the cows? Isn't Cal on the website now?
Hi-Fi Guide should have cows on them now. You said you were going to do it.
I don't know if I did it or not. I need to double check. We've been updating the Hi-Fi Guide site a lot. A few things are missing pictures. I have to add that in tonight, but we've been putting in work on it.
Pictures need to go
people
in.
wanted some things.
Had to come out.
Yeah, people wanted some things changed.
The headphones that like disappear, like they're just not available anymore.
Alex was one of them. Or not Alex, Ilir. We replaced Ilir with Alex because
Ilir's gone. But there were some that we looked up that just weren't available anymore on Amazon or any place you could like reliably buy them.
The SHPs were one of them.
Well, obviously the ships are.
Yeah.
Moment of silence for the ships, please. Although DMS will probably
No.
idiot.
In theory, I still have a pair of ships somewhere in this room.
Don't in
somewhere.
theory that shit, cheese. Ships are amaze balls.
No, that's what I had the
I don't think Cal is in this list. I need to add Cal to the list. I don't know if you guys have been
V-Moda cable plugged into that got eaten by the vacuum. Headphones are fine. Cable was not.
Yeah, we're missing Cal on this list. Add that to the list. I'll have to get a link from you at some point for that. But yeah, no, it's getting there. We're slowly working on the website. Oh god, the next step of it's going to be it's way more than I know how to do, and we're trying really hard to make it happen. But I think it's going to be really cool. But good god, it's so much work.
You're talking about the F-O-R-U-M-S?
Yes. Yes.
They can't spell. They're like 4-year-olds.
Yeah, it's like but yeah.
Cheese. No, tell me about MagFest. Tell me more. I wasn't there this.
All right, I'm going to tell everyone I attended the Music and Gaming Festival that happened, Super MagFest, actually. And it's not what you... if I tell you I'm going to the Music and Gaming Festival, what hits you in the head? DMS doesn't know, so he could just be their guess. Cheese has been there. He went last year. You guys paid for it. I'm not sure if many of you guys did. I know Pasta threw like $50 at you, and I threw like 100 at you. But it's a fun time. It's a fun time. And it's more like cosplay for not... It's becoming like indoor, way more controlled Burning Man. That's the best way I can describe it.
That's not what I expected at all, honestly.
Someone I went there with has been to Burning Man a couple times, and he's like, dude, you're completely off base. There's nothing like that. But for people who haven't been to Burning Man and know what it's going to be like, MagFest is like that, like 3%. Like, it's just people dressed up in weird shit, doing weird shit, playing music in the hallways at 3 a.m., wandering around dancing, and then they all go to hotels and showers, which is why it's not Burning Man. But everybody's drunk, everybody's smoking pot, everyone's dressed up, dancing, there's concerts, there's an arcade there the size of a football field with all...
I never went into the concerts.
We went into the concert to watch them set up and got bored and left. Hiboto and I. The amount of equipment that was set up in these rooms for these concerts with the line arrays of JBLs was just astonishing.
I can't afford to go to all these things. It's already crazy enough going to RMAF in New York every year. So, speaking of New York, that's coming up very soon. That's like a month away.
Where did I post the pictures of the cosplay girls?
Are you planning on going to New York?
As of right now, yes. I have to see what my scheduling is going to look like when it's real close. You have a place, right? Or did Metal sober up and take it away?
I'm staying at the event hotel.
Really?
For one night.
How much is that costing you?
$250, and that's why I'm only staying for one night. I'm gonna fly in, stay one night, leave the next day. That's the cheapest way I can make New York happen.
That's the same. Shame.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. I'm gonna be very tired, but at least I'll make it there and spend one solid day, and then I'll have enough time to be there during the event, during both of the days for the most part. So
I suppose
it'll be all right. I just won't have much free time outside of that. So
are you flying in? When are you flying in? Are you flying in the day before the event?
Flying in the day
of the event?
The first day of the event, I'm flying in early in the morning, very early in the morning. I'll probably be at the event like an hour after it starts. Be there all day, sleep in the hotel that night, be there for most of the next day, and then go and catch my plane. So I'll see most of Can Jam. Is Josh coming? I don't think so. I doubt it. It costs money.
And isn't he like West Coast, Best Coast?
He's pretty far
Very
out.
West Coast.
Will I be reviewing the 789 XXX? If I get sent one, probably. But I do not have any lined up to get sent to me. And I cannot buy it at the moment. So, I have a lot of other things lined up on the review schedule, but that is not one of them yet until I can get my hands on it. Schedule. Oh, I need to update my list, actually.
Oh, big news. RMAF I'll be at the Denver Gay.
Oh yeah, that's in a different location now, isn't it?
I'm really considering going again just because of the different location.
You should, because here's, I don't know, legitimate reason. I'm gonna be going. I always go. But also go. I will say, last year was pretty fun.
Yes.
Yes. There was good food, and I ate it.
Great food. And then there was that weird artwork, which I'm going to forward you a bunch of pictures from that I took at MagFest.
Oh yeah, there was.
That artwork, that honestly was like solidifying me in like the culture of Denver. More so than like just go, oh, pot shops, yeah.
The food though was pretty decent. That ramen place wasn't bad. That wasn't the best ramen place I've been to, but it was still pretty good. There's no such thing as bad ramen.
I've had ramen that I would not have again.
But did they have powdered soap?
I don't know. Not sure. Either way,
all right.
Ramen is still good. I mean, that place was not bad, though.
No, it was interesting. All right, I'm sending this to your Telegram.
Season 3, Episode 2 should be up. I don't know why it's not.
I didn't get many cosplay pictures because I didn't have
that's
gimbal
cool.
rig this year.
There's a, what? What is that driver?
That driver is a 3D printed heads for the KSC-75.
Holy cow, that's cool. People are wild.
I'm telling you, man. I don't know what I would do with a 3D printer, and I'm not pretty sure I wouldn't be doing that. But I mean, that guy is, so there you go.
That's just nuts. That's so much work going into a KSC-75. That's a cool looking BRZ.
Mm-hmm. We were talking to the owner. He was pretty cool. He had a bunch of hentai on his dashboard.
Oh, yep, he definitely does.
That he does.
What's my favorite source for the Andromeda so far? I just use them on my desktop amps. I just use the iFi IE match on them.
Everyone loves that thing. Everyone loves it.
Yep, makes it so I can use it on pretty much any on any desktop amp, which is kind of what I usually do. So, yeah.
All right, you do that.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be going back to RMAF because RMAF, unless I end up like busy with work or something. I doubt I will.
I'm wondering if I should try to attempt my grand scheme for this coming up RMAF, but it might be too late.
Do tell.
The get a room.
Oh, yeah.
The get a room, get sponsored by companies that don't usually get rooms, and put up a GoFundMe and literally just destroy that place with like excellent budget shit. Because
all the best budget things.
Headphones, speakers. We'd have we'd have to get 2 rooms, one for partying and one for actually listening to music.
It'd be the Hi-Fi Guides room.
HiFiGuides.com room, motherfucker. Bring it on.
You do realize if I'm coming, you're paying me, right? Like,
yes, Cheese. That's what the GoFundMe would be. To pay us to go, to pay us to stay there, to pay us to do things, and hopefully enough companies would sponsor, wouldn't have to actually buy our own stuff.
You're working with master customer service right here.
I think that would just make for really good content. Setting up a booth at RMAF. Or setting up a room at RMAF. See, I travel to RMAF in New York every year, and I don't make money. I just do it to get the extra coverage of it, and it comes out of my pocket.
I'll be right back. I gotta go do something.
And
that's
3 minutes.
Get paid.
Yeah, I need to see if I can find channel sponsors eventually for these trips, because paying out of pocket is kind of crazy. But that's why I have the Patreon and stuff like that. Oh, and people sometimes are like, "Oh, you're just trying to get my wallet and not do anything for it." And it's like, well, no, I upload a lot of content just for free, so it kind of helps me to recover the cost because this is not a cheap hobby to do reviews of constantly and travel to events for.
Can confirm, I have 2 headphones, an amp, and a pair of speakers that I don't use.
Yeah, if I had infinite money, I would constantly just post content for free forever, but infinite money. Sorry. Real shame. But yeah. Oh, you use the IE match also? Yeah, IE match is pretty sick. I've been enjoying it with a lot of different things. Use it with like the ICANN Pro Stack and with the Liquid Platinum and Liquid Spark and the Atom and the EL Stack, all kinds of things. A lot of desktop amps sound really good with Andromeda with that IE match on. It reduces the sensitivity just enough that I don't have to deal with them hissing, which is definitely a big plus because a lot of things you plug it in, you'll get some hissing sound. I've used that with a lot of IEMs. Even with my custom IEMs, because the last thing I want is to blow my ears out with a custom IEM plugged into a big desktop amp.
The fire literally shoots into your ears.
Yeah, just have like 12 drivers just to explode my ear. Let's not. That doesn't sound fun. I will say the first time I used my custom IEMs, I plugged them up to my phone. I turned my volume all the way down, plugged them up to my phone, started playing music, and my phone jumped back up to max instantly, and it was like, oh gosh. Absolute nightmare situation.
I only recently realized how hard the T50s are to push.
The noise gate setting is bad? Is it cutting off? Let me fix that. Filter, noise gate. There you go. I changed the noise gate setting. Hey, there's my mouse. Will you look at that? Wow. So where were we? I lost track. What were we talking about?
Usually audio stuff, but I'm not a reliable source for that, so
You're a reliable source for South Dakota things.
What do you want to know about South Dakota? I have all the information.
What can you tell me about South Dakota?
We got Mount Rushmore, and we got Crazy Horse. We have, like, the 5th longest cave system in the world.
Those are some things.
There's less than 1 million people in the state.
So you have you have like roughly the number of people in your state as there are in the city right next to me.
There's like 800,000 people. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's South Dakota.
We have a lot of flat land, and we have the highest point between the Rocky Mountains and the Pyrenees. I get that for you.
And there's cheese. Cheese is in South Dakota.
I'll tell you what, Harney Peak, well, not Harney Peak anymore, Black Elk Peak is beautiful.
You sent pictures of that state before, I think.
Oh boy, have I.
Oh,
and
boy,
yes, the oil boom is in North Dakota. Fuck North Dakota. It's the worst Dakota. It's the Florida of the Dakotas.
Wow.
Meth hookers and oil.
I mean, Meth Hookers and Oil is the name of my self-titled LP, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah, where can I find that?
All right. Anyway, so yeah, if we're gonna do, see, here's the thing. I don't think they're gonna sell out enough rooms in the Gaylord, and I'd rather not do a small room. If I'm gonna do it, let's get a room.
Yeah, a room where you can set up
$10,000 a weekend room.
You know what needs to be in there? You know what needs to be in there?
Me?
You need to have Magnapans in there, like the cheaper ones.
Magnapan, did
They're
they ever
so
do
good.
shows? I want to get companies that don't do shows. I want to get rhythmic subwoofers in there. Buchart might actually go because they are setting up a headquarters down in Atlanta. Buchart's actually sold enough in the U.S. now to actually set up a quote-unquote headquarters in this country.
You could just get PSAs all to their own room and just blow everyone's ears out.
Well, the thing is, I'd like to touch on some very specific brands, like Ohm. Ohm is never represented there. I'd ask them for a set of their own, the Walshes. And the way it would have to work is we'd have to receive them, Set them up, offer to sell them, and if we sell them, we keep it. Whatever we sell, we keep. If we could sell their speakers, we keep it. Because it's got to be... I'm putting in the time and effort. Should get paid. We sell mugs. DMS mugs. Who doesn't want to get mugged by DMS?
That's a phrase. Which, actually, random stuff. I made a new logo, and I think it'll look really good on t-shirts, but I'm not going to do that until, like, later in the year, unless people actually want DMS t-shirts. Actually, do you want DMS
t-shirt?
Do you want DMS t-shirts or mugs or anything? Because I've thought about making them, and I made a cool logo for them, but I just haven't created an actual...
Says yes. Here it comes. Here it comes. In the chat. It's coming anytime now.
Yeah, like, if you actually want that, say something in the chat, because the only reason I haven't made them is because no one's asked for them.
See? She'd already said it. It's already been said.
Has it already been said?
Pasta said she'd wear it, so it's over.
I don't see that in the chat.
Merch. You have to set it to live chat. I had it not on live chat, which is just a terrible... Why does it
that's
do that?
so much more... There's so many more things now.
I don't understand why that's the default option. Are they expecting only giant YouTubers to actually do this? It's like, hey, I've got 100,000 views.
I mean, it helps sort through a lot of things. But yeah, no, I made this new logo, which is the logo I have on the channel now, and I made like a black and white version of it that looks really cool. I think I'm gonna try it here. Image. Let me pull it up. It's on my desktop.
We do this thing, does that mean I have to wear pants to the show and stuff? Because that might just be a deal breaker.
If we have enough people,
there you go.
I think we can get. I think
that
we can
logo
get enough
right
people
there
to volunteer. I think we'd have to. What I'd have to do is put up enough people to volunteer for things. That's very full of your screen. Like
yeah, it went big really fast. That's the channel logo now, and I think that
I want to be able to run the room while having like at least 2 people in it at all times, but people could change out. I don't have to be in the room at all the time. Cheese doesn't have to be in the room all the time. I'd want to have.
I mean, you wouldn't want me in the room. I wouldn't know what I was talking about. I'll sell speakers like mad, but I don't know what to
ask what they are. What I'd probably end up doing, actually, what we'd end up doing. You ready for this, DMS? Blow minds. We'd print out QR codes for every item, and people that want to know about it will be linked to hi-fi guides to the forums to where.
Oh, you're insane! You're a madman.
Madman, just drop the mic. Just dropping the mic over here. What do you want to know?
Legitimately, I think it would be really cool though if we did set up at RMAF. I think it'd be really cool.
Even if it was terrible, you do it terrible the first year. Maybe I can get Pasta to join. Pasta, you like boxes, right? She loves just moving heavy boxes. She loves it. There's no one more proficient in box moving that I know of right now than her. And people would come for that.
I mean, I'll argue that with myself, but
Cheese, you think you can move boxes better than Pasta can move boxes?
I know I can move boxes better than Pasta.
She said leave me out of this, so...
No. You're part of the equation now.
Yep.
No one can move boxes better. I'd put money down. It's like a horse race.
You do realize I get a truck that is only boxes.
I'll just drive and bring a dolly.
I mean, no. The goal... You want to hear the full plan? Do I disclose the plan in front of these people?
Give me the full plan.
I'll give you the full plan. Let me paint you a picture. RMAF is coming. Let's pick some days randomly. Let's say it's the 7th, 8th, and 9th. We would have to be in Denver on the 4th. Minimum. As early as we can. We rent an Airbnb, a big one.
With a garage.
No stairs. With a garage. We need to specify to the owner, we will be receiving many boxes at this address between these dates. If we have it for a week, we get boxes for a week. I don't assume shipping is going to be a nightmare. We unpack every item they're going to show in that Airbnb, wrap it in a moving blanket, put it on the back of a truck. I don't want to have any bulky boxes hanging around in the room or anything.
Just rent a U-Haul for a day for $20.
We rent a U-Haul for 3 or 4 days. I want to unpack things, put them in the truck. If we have a GoFundMe, it's gonna raise over $10,000 easy.
Right, but a U-Haul is still only $20 for a day.
Exactly. We rent it for the entire time we're there. We get giant subwoofer. We unpack giant subwoofer. Subwoofer box stays in an Airbnb. Subwoofer gets packed to a truck. Because when you go to set up at RMAF, I've asked people how they do it. You literally get what, like 1 day, like 8 hours.
Yep.
And you get no sleep. You get 8 hours the night before to set up the entirety of your room before people show up, before the press shows up. So we would have to Have everything mentally ready to go. Speaker wires with speakers, amps ready to go. Every
Speaker
power strip.
stands, amps, DACs.
I'd be okay with Monoprice sponsoring if they want to throw some just interconnects through there.
Yeah.
I mean, Damon Ursus wants to show off headphone cables. We'd have a section for headphones.
Oh, I'm sure the Perry app guys would want to get involved with that
guys
too. Yeah.
would just jump on our D's so hard. I could call, if I call down the thunder, the whirlwind will reap all of us.
Yeah.
Audio rocks, those are important.
Oh, you made that really intense.
Well, here's the thing. There's so many companies that are just not there. And they should be. And of course, they're cheap and they're good. I'm all about cheap and good. Even Emotiva is not really represented. I didn't get to they have like cheap rooms set up. Don't they have like cheap rooms set up at RMF?
A few.
Like $500 room,
yeah,
$1,000 room. And meanwhile, they have it completely misbudgeted. They put like $200 speakers in a $500 budget when they should be shoving $500 speakers on it with nothing. But yeah, no, we could definitely we could find the little guys that aren't going to go. They can't afford their own room. They have no time, and we're the people with the time.
Now,
we will link to your stuff.
My question is, how do we prevent the audio cacophony from just bad?
Explain better, Cheese. That's not.
That was very poor.
So people are going to come in and they're going to want to listen to these speakers, right?
Kishai Labs, DAX, JDS Labs, DAX.
And how are we going to section this in such a way that we're not going to get weird reverberations?
We would do the way I would set up a room. If we got a big enough room, I would set up 3 obviously the entrance doesn't get speakers. Straight ahead gets speakers, left gets speakers, right gets speakers. You say which one you want to hear. Maybe every 10 minutes we swap. Maybe every 3 seconds we swap if people want to know. It's not hard. We feed every DAC fiber optic. I'm not going for
they're all getting the same signal.
They're all getting the same signal. We have one laptop running everything, maybe a backup CD player, maybe a record player just for those weirdos that bring in records. Just everything's running. The way I've built my whole life is just like
make sure it's a Windows laptop because I remember that pain.
USB reader, an extra laptop in case something fails. I'm buying DMS's laptop from him.
Oh yeah.
That thing is gonna send it. Send it.
I will send it.
Send it.
I'll probably send that on Thursday or Friday if that works.
That's fine. Just get me a tracking number. Yeah, but like I could see setting up so easy. And the only thing that I know we're not going to have, we wouldn't even need tables. We might need speaker stands, things like that. Those are going to be the
tables for headphones and stuff.
Tables for headphones, but I literally would set up tables like we've got. I would go there if we get there early enough. We could go to hit up Costco.
Yeah.
We place Amazon orders when we're leaving, when we're getting on our plane.
Like a $20 fold-out table.
I'm using $40 fold-out tables covered in yoga mats.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that the Gaylord just has like furniture that you can use.
They may.
I would have to see if I go to do this. I'd have to, from my own pocket, pay for this room. They're not going to wait 6 months for me to get a GoFundMe going. So it's a risk. That's the thing. It's a risk. I'd have to, and if we want the big room, it's going to be 10 grand for the 3 days.
The thing to do would just be to go on and start working on a campaign for it.
There is no campaign. It's I make a video and everyone goes, "Oh shit, Zeos is going to ruin MagFest. Rocky Mountain." Someone throw $20 at him. People would throw money at me to just upset the apple cart.
Yeah.
At what's it called? And I'm not going to like leave the room and be stupid, but it's going to be a goddamn party.
You should still just go on and do that campaign and just get it over with. That way you already have it going. Don't have to worry about it.
GoFundMe?
Yeah.
I mean,
do it right now. Right now.
Don't do it right now. Do it like later. Or
yeah,
I mean, you could go on and start typing. I don't care, but you'd have to make a video.
I know what it would say, and I have to make a video explaining it. I'd have to get pictures called up. Headphone guys ruins low budget. I would want to keep things relatively cheap. Like I'm not no problem bringing the boo carts.
Yeah,
they're a $1,900 set of speakers, which would actually be the cheapest set of speakers probably on the floor. But I mean, it's like we have to figure out the system. There's always a system.
Yeah.
How many things
Yeah, no,
we could actually handle?
I definitely want to like help make that happen. I think it'd be badass.
Well, I need, even if the dream comes true, I need physical arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to be able to like, yeah, I'm the only one there. It's fine. I'll just roll this stuff up 2 things at a time.
Oh, right, and just plugging up a crap ton of things too.
Just getting the final like tuning. I mean, if I could finally contact Mini DSP, I'd love to actually have like a Dirac Live room demo of like acoustically adjusted. Like, here's Dirac Live, and here's what Dirac Live can do for speakers.
Well,
Just
it'd be
on
nice
and
to do
off.
what no one's doing too, and actually put like bass traps in the corners and a little bit of foam on the wall.
Actually, you say that.
I saw
That's what they
like 3
weren't
rooms that
doing.
did that.
Then the last few years, even the New York show, everybody's pretty much putting up some sort of bass trap.
It makes a big difference.
I wonder if we can get any. What was that terrible company that wanted us to like use 10 bass trap, 10 wall panels? They were gonna give us like 10 of them.
Oh,
Like, here,
yeah.
we'll sponsor you with 10 of these. I'm like, 10's not enough for my wall. Oh, and you got to be done in 3 weeks, and you got to say they're great. Yeah, fuck you.
It's cheaper. You can get like you can get 1 foot by 1 foot by 2 inch foam panels, like a pack of 40 for like nothing on Amazon.
Just staple them to the wall. I'm sure the gay lord would love
No,
that.
you take them all and you put them all on a big piece of cardboard that you can fold up easily and just unfold it, and no one can tell it's cardboard because it's covered in foam.
Yeah, we'd have to be super fast about it. Just like, we've been to enough of these shows. We know what the rooms are like. We know that they're going to have the beds moved out, I assume. Or if there's no beds, again, I'm okay with getting the bigger rooms, one of like the conference rooms.
Right.
Let people wander around. In the middle could be headphones, and if we have 10 feet to either wall, that's just...
Yeah, fill me up.
Hi. Someone's famous. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be I think it'd be great. Yeah, use like a relatively large room and just make it the one-stop shop. Everybody just stops in here and you see everything affordable, your amps, your DACs, your speaker amps, your speakers, everything.
Literally everything, price labels on it.
Everything
QR
worth buying
codes.
is in this room.
QR codes on everything. We'd have to know it's coming, get it.
I think that'd be awesome. I could set up a system for the QR codes. It'd be pretty easy.
I can sell the shit out of
I mean, the
things.
system for the QR code is very easy. You literally just go to a QR code generator, you put the URL to whatever forum post on Hi-Fi Guides we want to link, and then you just...
It's still going to take time, though. So, I guess I'm saying since I cover a lot of the back end of Hi-Fi Guides, I'll get that taken care of.
Yes. It's doable. The question is, when is Rocky Mountain, and is it doable before then?
I got an email. RMAF, 5th through the 8th.
Of September.
What?
September 5th to September 8th. It's a month earlier this year.
Ooh, that's actually might be better weather.
Yeah.
September. Look, that's 8 months away. That's enough time to get this thing organized.
Yeah, and then the year after that, it's going to be back in October in 2020.
God, we could all be dead in 2020, so you might as well consider it now. We
True.
should YOLO the hell out of this.
Yeah, we definitely should.
YOLO it.
That's how you get those crazy views.
I don't even care about the views. I just care about showing up and having things there that I want to see. I mean, Rhythmic's got that new 18-inch servo sub. I can't even imagine what that would do. Or even if they sent, like, SVS already has rooms there usually, so I wouldn't contact SVS about their stuff. Although they might feel left out.
They
But I'd
are
be
usually
like,
set
"No."
up there.
They're set up there. Rhythmic you never see. Any website that looks like it's from the 90s usually either does have a room there or doesn't.
Oh.
HSU used to set up a room. I don't know if he did it this year. And if we can get donations from companies, say, here's the product you're going to show off, and here's $1,000. Use it towards the room. And then I have a GoFundMe on top of that. I might actually get away with actual money that, lets me fund the channel for the next. Well, that would be wonderful, because doing this out of pocket's going to suck.
Yeah, fair.
DMS could actually afford to eat.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, 50-50 on affording to eat.
And I just get exposure.
Yeah, exposure for what is it you're doing? Being in South Dakota?
No, he's in South Dakota. He's getting exposure.
Right. Just getting out of South Dakota.
Anything to get cheese out of South Dakota. If we can move cheese to Denver, cheese, this is what we need. You're going to go ahead in 3 months, and you're going to live in Denver from now on. And we're going to bring everything into your apartment. You have to get a ground level apartment.
Cheese is going to be the headquarters. There you go.
Cheese quarters.
Zeus Monopolies Incorporated.
Oh, God. All right. Well,
as long as you're not giving me funny money, I don't mind.
Do you guys want to ramble about any more, or are we good?
Yeah, no, let's keep going.
Okay.
I feel like we should just keep going on this because we're not ending anytime soon, are we?
I don't know. We're at an hour already.
No, let's keep going. This is getting interesting now.
This is getting interesting. I kind of want to grab a snack really badly, but I can wait.
I want a snack too, but we're gonna wait.
Start making lists then. Jesus.
Lists of what, cheese?
I don't know.
All right.
Oh, somebody said, how do I feel about the Monolith by Monoprice desktop? It's the AAA, the Monoprice AAA one. I don't know. I asked Monoprice about it, and they said it's basically the same thing. It's very similar to the THX AAA that you see on, whatever it's called, on Massdrop. It's very similar to that, but it makes less power, and it has a DAC built in. So
yeah, I have it on my desk. I turned it on for the first time today during my live stream on Twitch.
I have to sign for a package on 110. I hate that. FedEx is going to show up at like 8 in the morning.
Here's the thing. Are you ready for the thing? Here's the thing.
I'm ready for the thing. What's the thing? You tell me the thing.
Hold on.
Go for it.
The thing is, it sounds like a THX amp. It does. Like the little portable also sounds like a THX amp. But on the big amp, it's very inappropriate the way the volume works. Very inappropriate. Because you know when you get a little bit of lag when you turn like a digital knob down and it doesn't lower the volume quite as fast. There's literally a lag time. It goes through every half decimal increment. And if you turn the knob 100 times, it goes -10, 12, 14. It counts every single half decibel. I've turned the knob, let go of it, and it's still going for 4 or 5 seconds.
Oh.
It's like, what? And here's the other thing. If it's playing music and you unplug the actual plug, it gives you a overload protection because it's grounding out the 1/4 inch.
Right.
And that sits there for 6, 7 seconds not playing audio. So you gotta either pause your music or mute the DAC, mute the amp, which means lowering that volume down, which takes 20 seconds. So that's firmware 1.01. So it's not even the base firmware. So I'm assuming they could fix that. They just haven't.
Right. I mean, if you request it, I'm sure it could be changed.
Well, I'm going to have to ask them if they could change it. And if they can't, they got to unzip that thing and go inside and fix it.
Right.
Because it's got, like, immediately sounds amazing. Like, it sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I was running T20s on it at, like, -6 dB, and it goes to +16. So it's definitely got what is required to... It sounds great. I'm a little bit concerned about also, why would you give me a combo DAC amp? What's balanced, got a balanced DAC inside of it, and then give me XLR inputs for it? I mean, why not XLR outputs? Let me use the DAC.
So you can use a better DAC with it.
Okay, but I mean, and you know what? Here's the deal. Not to be pimping any hose out right now, but with the Geshelli balanced DAC, which is not expensive, it's like $180, and the 789, I want to use that more than I currently want to use the Monoprice combo. Now the question is that the amp's fault or the DAC's fault? And I'll know when I just split my DAC and use it for both. So for testing purposes, the XLR inputs is beneficial to me because I'm going to be able to take a balanced DAC, split it, use it on both, and go, oh, okay, yeah. But for everybody else who's going to get these things, it would be nice if you could output to a set of speakers with it, maybe. That isn't an RCA. Also, switching to the RCA out is like going to settings, hitting menu, scrolling to settings. Once you're in settings, scrolling down, hitting enter, turning right. Oh, now you're on line out. What the hell kind of shit is that?
Just funny little thing. My mother stopped by here earlier and dropped off a bunch of little oranges, and she has left a bunch of comments in the live stream telling me to eat an orange and lots of orange emojis.
Thanks, Mom.
That's always the best thing when your mom drops by.
Drops by the stream.
just drops by the stream. She's like, "Honey, are you taking off your pants? Honey, are you in your room with your pants off?"
Everybody's got a
She comes in the room. She just sees you. We don't see you. She's like, "Your pants aren't on there."
Mother's sixth sense.
Why are you doing this, baby?
She stopped by here earlier to drop off some. I guess they're not oranges; they're clementines, but still, gotta
let's
love
be
my
fair
supportive
here. It was
mom.
a wellness check.
It was a wellness
There's a
check.
comment in there that says, "Go sub to DMS's mom." Yeah, you can go subscribe to my mom if you want. She was talking about making YouTube videos at some point.
I subscribed to your mom last night.
Yeah.
Okay. But what were we talking about? We're talking about Rocky Mountain. That's in the future, but I'd like to actually get that going. I feel like I have the carte blanche now. That's the word, right? I don't know how to
Yes,
spell
it
it, but I can
is.
say
It means
I
free
feel
will,
like I feel like I have the Percocets of the job. Perks. It was Percocet. You know what I meant. So just get in there.
I think that you used the wrong terminology there a little bit.
It's fine. People are okay with that. I'll try to curse less, and I'll try to sell product. I want to push product, not hair product. Which, by the way, is something I hate. I don't like when people call it product. But there's so many different things you can put in your hair that it's like, apparently that's what you just do. It's just an annoying thing when people, it sounds pretentious whenever they say, hair product. But anyway, who else would you like? DMS, I've listed a few brands. Who would you want to see in the Hi-Fi Guides room? Who's your go-to?
Like, where are you talking, headphones or speakers? Because headphones
Does
more...
anything. It could be amps, stacks. I'd like to see Mini DSP represented there.
Yeah.
Just things that aren't at RMAF that people who like audio should know about.
Would Mr. Modhouse himself like to come to this?
I'd love to see Argons in there.
Ryan would probably, look, here's the deal. The more money that the GoFundMe grabs, the more people we could literally pay for plane tickets.
Yeah, I'd love to see Argon. And Argon has to be in that room.
Are you going to pay for a plane ticket from South Dakota? Because that'd be hilarious.
That's the point. It's everybody. I want to go, if the room is taken care of and companies are sponsoring, and there's an absorbent amount of money, $25,000 or something dollars, could pay for everyone's flights. I might even upgrade so I have leg room.
JDS Labs is represented in CanJam, but I would still probably put one of their amps in there, but just because.
If we'd have a headphone section up in the room or wherever we are. We would ask JDS for stuff. I left Shelly for stuff. Who else do we know that's a smallish brand? Even Monoprice, I want to throw us a couple things. Because, they're not represented there.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm looking around the room. I could probably get SMSL to throw me some stuff. Just take it off. Just take off the gloves and go for it.
Yeah.
We could a lot of this stuff would have to, here's what we need. We don't know what we really, 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 really need. We need a person, and I could probably find one, that lives in Denver that would be okay with anything that we can't send back immediately. If companies don't want it, we could just leave it with them.
I will text somebody I know who lives in Denver.
Would they? But most of your friends are terrible people.
I have some friends who live in Denver that actually aren't terrible people. They produce music all the time and whatnot, and they just
so terrible people.
So they have a crap ton of music gear they keep around. So they probably have space for that.
Yes. they probably would have space for it. And as long as we could trust them to, not just sell it on the open market. But then even if... I want companies to tell me that, hey, look, we're sending you this, keep it. And it's because, you know what an actual usual piece of equipment costs when company makes it. For just advertising purposes of throwing it at RMAF would be 100% worth it for them to just abandon that piece of equipment. It'll get representation for, is it 2 days or 3 days? What's RMAF?
5th through the 8th.
So it's 5th through the 8th, 4 days?
5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Oh
that's a while.
God, that's long. Has it always been that long? That seems.
It's usually 3 days. It's usually 3 days.
It's usually 3 days. Now it's on. It's freaking on. It's off. Take it off, but it's on. And we'd probably, my God, could you imagine? We'd be dead. We'd have to have the B squad come in for the third day.
I would I could live in there. I just have to have coffee. As long as I have coffee, I'm good.
I don't drink coffee. I have to get the other things. What are they called? Hand jobs.
Methamphetamines.
Cheese. We don't live in South Dakota like you, okay?
Cheese just has to breathe near us. We'll all be high on meth.
No, I'll just bring a big thermos with me full of coffee and I'll be fine.
I mean, yeah, no, that's fine. Coffee and clementines. Coffee and clementines. It's a nice name for a
Thanks, Mom.
Anyway, I like, you know what? I feel like I can make this happen. I feel like if I put my mind to it, get someone to babysit the cat. We have to be in Denver a week before, gathering items, because we're not a company.
That's a lot of
Well,
time
that's
to
fine
take
because
off.
I want to be in Denver as much as
know- well,
possible. I love Denver.
Geez, here's the thing. You don't have to be there for the week before. Just me and maybe DMS at a house alone.
Ooh.
Candlelit.
Oh my.
We need people there for the big setup, the whole period through, and then the close. That's 4 days.
Yeah.
But the pre-work, look, I could work. I could pack a bunch of reviews. I got someone to house it for me. I've done it before. Every holiday I've done it. But I mean, we just need the ability to get product from companies that are they ship everywhere. They're gonna ship to Denver. Hey, Rhythmic Audio, yeah. Could you send a subwoofer to this address? Okay, thanks. Do you have a return label? Do you want this sub back? No, you don't. Then it goes back in the U-Haul at the end. We bring it to your friend's house. Now he's got a Rhythmic subwoofer. If he sells it, give us part of the money. He could take half the money if he sells it. Just for storage purposes. This could work. It's just a matter of us not having to put out a dime of our own money.
I mean, like I said, I already spend enough going to RMF every year, but this is, yeah, it could totally happen.
It's money's involved. If ask Pasta, she'll raise $25,000 a day just to make some gifts. She absolutely would, AFK. You're 100% right. I'm Pasta's gifts are legendary. Her video bubbles are just unimaginably good.
No, there you go. You got a game plan, kinda.
I mean, kinda.
No, I'll.
That's not a game plan. We're just talking about it. There's a lot to go into this sort of shit.
I'll actually sit down with him. We'll go over everything and get it all figured out and figure out the specifics. But like, it's entirely doable.
I think you know more people at these companies than I do. I would reach out to whatever, but we need to make a finalized list. We got to know what's going down.
Right.
Sooner rather than later, too, because rooms come up, what is it, like the end of the...
You cut off, geez.
I think rooms are opening up like the end of the month.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have to make a phone call, or you'd have to make a phone call. Someone just has to get details from the venue.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's gonna be Rocky Mountain itself has whoever. And it's gonna be the actual I'm pretty sure since the Gaylord hosts MagFest, and that's a bunch of unwashed cross-dressers wander around 24 hours a day for 3 nights, that I think they're going to be okay with anything that's going to happen in this hotel.
Well, also, it might be better to actually just like stay at the hotel rather than at an Airbnb.
I mean, that would only work. We're talking about accepting product, though.
I know. Shipping.
I mean, here's the thing. Hotels and convention centers that big receive for things like this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, will they receive, like, let's say we have this room, all right, room 1A, and it's a big room. Beyond what Rocky Mountain Audio Fest is scheduled for, I wonder if we could literally rent the room for the week before. We're going to have doesn't matter. Just to put everything in it. We could literally set up for the entire week. That would be amazing. That would be the be-all, end-all. We'd be staying at the hotel, which actually the only...
I don't think we need a week. We just need like a day or two before to set everything up.
You're going under the assumption that everyone can ship items and have them arrive at the right time.
Right.
I'm going on the assumption that someone's going to ship something, and instead of it taking 2 days, it takes 4 days. I want things to get there Monday when we need it Friday.
Fair.
I want plenty of time to work out all these problems and fuck-ups.
Or stay in an Airbnb up until RMAF and then stay in the hotel during RMAF.
That would work too.
That'd probably be the easiest thing in the world.
Be damn fine.
Way cheaper.
You say that. Airbnb is going to be pretty... If we get an Airbnb right now for whatever the date is then, we'll be way out of things.
I mean,
you should rub... Look, I'm sure you're wearing fuzzy pants. Just rub them till there's good luck. And then let's do this.
all right. Yeah, no, let's make it happen.
Everybody here in the chat agree? Z-Fest?
I think it'd be pretty good. I think that I think that'd be a big change for our math. That's definitely for sure. And definitely a needed one, because it's all crazy over budget stuff, usually.
I mean, yeah, we could get... I could ask Shelly Labs to give me 10 DACs. We only need fiber optic DACs. And as much as I love like a high-end DAC, we could share, like we could ask JDS Labs to give us 5, Shelly Labs to give us 5. That would be 10 fiber optic DACs, all running on cheap Amazon splitters, because I know they work perfectly, off of one computer that everyone can just pick their own music, put Spotify, Tidal, whatever on it. That runs the little headphone section. Security might be an issue with our room, I think, because I think we're going to be more of the young crowd.
You do realize I work at a gas station and keep my eye on petulant youth 24/7.
Yes, but are you going to be there every day for the 4 days?
Remember that knife that you told me you wanted to buy cheese for cooking? You just buy that knife and just stand there holding it.
You have to dress like a Japanese sushi.
Yeah, you just stand right by the door holding the knife, watching people as they walk in and out.
Just brandish it at random people for no reason in particular.
No, people start asking about it and be like, no, this is one of the tweaks in the room. This severely affects the sound. Having this man stand here with a knife.
Not any knife in particular.
Yep.
This knife.
Just the fact that he's standing here holding this particular knife, it's going to affect the sound, and you're not going to like it if he's not there.
Alright, Zeos. In that case, I need $300 for a knife.
I mean, this is all going into the budget. Should I add it to the GoFundMe letter?
I don't know when it's going to get sold out. I need it now.
We need at least $300 for a knife.
He actually wants a really crazy knife, and the
Why
thing
does it
is,
sound like an Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode is about
because that's what usually happens with all of us.
I mean, look how much we're getting done without Josh here. He's such a letdown.
We could get Josh out there too. He'd be boots on the ground for us.
I mean, if it came down to it, I mean, if we could, if I know in my personal patronage chat or anything, I could find people willing to A, pay me to be my friend, and then B, willing to fly out to Denver. Even I couldn't afford their tickets for them, just so they could help out during the show.
Who's Danny DeVito? It's Zeos, the one with all the money.
Zeos is Danny DeVito.
I'm Danny DeVito, obviously. I have the crazy
And as far
scheme.
as you all know, he's short and fat.
And as far as we're all concerned, Cheese is Charlie.
I was gonna say Cheese is definitely Charlie. Which one does that make me? Does that make me the sociopath or the?
You're definitely Dennis.
Great.
You're definitely
great.
Actually, you're like a combination of Dennis and Mac. Although I think if we're gonna go Mac, it's gonna be Josh.
So Josh is Mac, and I'm a
Josh is
sociopath.
Mac. I'm okay being Danny DeVito. It's an honor. Yeah. All right. So here's what'll happen. Absolutely. How many people are watching this stream, by the way? I don't even know. I don't have the numbers.
83.
Fucking lame. I should have hosted just on mine. Maybe the next one we do, I'll host on mine.
Okay.
And this way we could talk about this again, but in front of an actual audience.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
No offense to you guys.
Next Wednesday, we'll host the podcast on Zeos' channel then.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. And actually, maybe we'll launch the GoFundMe. Maybe we'll spend this week getting it all set.
Yeah, we'll talk a lot about it during this week. I need to eat very badly, so I might do that.
Yeah, I think the excitement's now calmed down a bit. Right, guys? Yeah, 81 asks Z-Chat. What? Who's 81? Why is AFK 81? What? He's mad for the tranny loving.
So, then recap. We'll talk about this off the air a little bit. Get some things planned out. Next week, the stream will be on Z's channel. Some of you guys said that merch was cool, so maybe I'll make some shirts. We'll see if that happens. If it does, I'll mention it sometime in the next week or so. And he just smoked a brisket, so I think I need to go eat something.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Smoking a brisket.
Are you smoking briskets out in the driveway?
81 people are watching.
That's what people
81
should be
people is
doing
like-
instead of buying expensive audio tweaks and
81
rocks.
people is how many people watch my weight screen when I've been gone for 3 hours.
I didn't see your question. You can't ask your question again for sure. Instead of people buying rocks and stuff like that, they should just smoke a brisket.
Man, it's better than a rock. I mean, what?
Actually, I saw. All jokes aside, you guys see that episode on Paul's channel where he was talking about? He said, "Are all audiophiles stoners?" And he's like, "Well, no, but a lot of them are." And he was talking about like his days and stuff like that. I think that honestly, that makes sense. All things considered, maybe all those guys who are buying cable risers and stuff like that should just travel to Denver and smoke some of that legal green out there, and then they won't waste thousands of dollars on cable stands.
Like, I'm literally gonna get Micah to sponsor the goddamn speaker cable.
Yeah,
We could get hey Micah, send me I don't know 40 sets of speaker cables. We could hand them out like what's it called does. Who Nordost. They go around to every room, right? And just start handing out speaker cables.
DMS,
oh wait, here's
I
that
think
question.
I see a new meme in your chat.
Oh god, it's happening. There's clementines everywhere. Oranges. This person said, I got the LCD2C Andromeda and ordered Argon Mark III and have only a Mojo amp, and I'm currently listening for enjoyment. Have any DAC amp suggestions for under $500 since he can't get the 789 in London? So DAC amp under $500 that he can get in London. I don't know what people can actually buy over there. I'm gonna be honest.
That's the thing. When I set up RZOs with all my recommendations, people would ask me from places in the UK all the time, or places in the EU, or places in China. And I was like, look, I can't do this. I actually set up a subreddit called Zeos Global. And I was going to find someone who was willing to build lists like I did and just put things that they know are for sale in their country. Nobody wanted to do it. It's been like 7 years. 6 years?
Just JDS, do they sell their stuff over there?
I feel like all these places, like a lot of, like JDS at least is made in America. What bothers me is when places that are, everything's made in China isn't available to everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's from China, it should be available everywhere. We have the worst tariffs on Chinese stuff now anyway. Like, why can't Canada get everything? Why are Mica MB42Xs not available in Canada? They're coming from China. Everything's coming from China.
Oh, Z, apparently somebody made a video crapping on you. That's nice. That happens. People do that for me too. It's
Some guy made a
okay.
short video explaining how you didn't know what you were really talking about when describing Soundstage in response to your game fidelity video.
Good for him.
I don't care. It's just everyone.
Do you know how many people? Yeah, you know how many people make like responses to all of our stuff just constantly? It just never stops.
Nicely. I mean, it's saying it. Look, the one guy, clarinet junkie, I don't know. Literally spent 30 minutes complaining about everyone's doing sound demos wrong but him. And
he also said that Andromeda was not a good IEM in that video, so I'm pretty sure his opinion's invalid, or his ears don't work.
He's got very specific... I watched it, and I don't watch any other reviewers. I don't watch DMS, I don't watch Josh. Pasta, when she reviews things like Dragon Dildos, patreon.com/princesspasta. I watch her stuff, but most people I don't want to pick up on any nuances or even get any ideas of what's going into. So I watched one of his things on he's got a very, very specific palette. Very specific palette. I actually invited him onto this podcast because we need more Austrian men, just in general.
Oh,
I mean, does Bitwolf count?
Austrian.
This guy wants to know headphones he can use with his guitar amp, and he was thinking about 1990s. I mean, that would be a really... That'd be a really clean, a really clean set of headphones to listen to your guitar, that's for sure. You probably don't need anything that high of quality for just monitoring your guitar, but still.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. People ask me like things like that all the time, and I'm like, if you can get 1990s in your life, do it.
1990s are a headphone you could use for everything, though, too. You'd use them at your desk setup, use them, wherever.
If you have the budget to afford great headphones and you want to use them to listen to toilet sounds, I'm going to tell you to buy those headphones. Because you're going to end up with great headphones. It doesn't matter what your actual usage is. It's like people who ask me for gaming headphones and they have like $1,000 budget. I'm not gonna like. I'll tell them you don't need to spend that much for great gaming, but if you're going to anyway, 82,000Xs with a pad bond or Aeolus,
Yeah.
get them that high end bullshit just because they can afford it and they deserve. If you can afford Aeolus, you buy Aeolus.
That's true.
Even if you're doing something that's like gaming on a. Actually, have I gamed on Aeolus?
I don't know. Have you? It probably is amazing experience.
Fun fact: Bitwolf is 6'7". Lies. I hope.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
This guy said opinion on the Creative G6 DAC amp. I don't know that one.
I actually have a set of Creative speakers in my living room that I haven't hooked up yet because they are beautiful. They're like the XM7s or something, like $100. I'm like passive bookshelves, passive Creative Lab speakers.
Speaking of speakers, after I finish cleaning up this room, because there's mic stands and a bunch of crap and cables behind me, I'm going to set up my speakers in my room. That's my objective for tonight, is get my room all set up with all my speakers, except for these, which I have to try and sell, because I don't know what else to do with them. That's going to take a million years.
I'm going to try to sound demo Genelecs, which are $6,000. So I've actually got them set up in the living room in like a small triangle. GDQ. And I'm literally going to put the headphone recording rig where my head goes, just without it, just boom, not even separated, just boom, and see what happens. Because there's no fucking way you're gonna be able to pick up on how amazing those speakers are, even through the Neumanns.
Yeah, if any of you guys are near Tennessee and want some tower speakers, give me a shout.
I'm going to review the Andromeda.
You should review the Andromeda because it's great.
Well, it's finally here. I haven't had it in my possession ever. The problem is now I've been sullied by the 64 audio.
Wait, is it the Andromeda or the Andromeda S?
I don't know yet. I opened someone on my stream was like, you got to open that box. Because obviously I recognized it was a box they sent. And I lifted the lid, it said Andromeda, and I closed the lid when I have to officially do an unboxing video for this.
Fair.
That's what I do. All right, I think we're done now.
All right.
What's Pasta saying? Pasta said Brad.
That's what Pasta said. You heard it here first. So
it's over. Brad now.
Good old Brad.
There you go.
Fucking Brad.
Brad's here, guys.
I have listened to Zeus's U12Ts. They are just as good as he says. They're amazing.
They are. I don't take them out. There's literally headphones and IMs and things that I don't use.
Because they're great.
Because I have to review $100 IMs, and it's like...
It'll spoil you.
I have to forget. It's literally... It's like, hey, you ever try this heroin? And then then you go back to cigarettes and maybe a drink, and it's like... Nah, you gotta just keep the heroin away, man. That shit is audio heroin.
All right, well, yep, I guess we're gonna wrap it up. I guess oranges are just gonna be a thing now forever, which I guess I'm okay with.
There's worse things, man.
There are much worse things out there.
Citrus is great. I love clementines.
So yeah, don't forget, next podcast can be on Zeus's channel. I'll make sure this is set to public right after this is over with, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Bye, everybody.